go. Welcome back, everyone. You guys have been with us all day. Roecon is slowly coming to an end, but we're not done yet. This is our last official guest panel with Raj Ramayan, and you guys might remember him from a little game called Dead Aim. Played the Southern Paul Walker version of Bruce, which is a great, yeah. That's probably the most memorable thing is how Bruce looks a lot like Paul Walker, and he was a popular actor. But people may not know that you are a musician first, and you actually wrote the main theme song for Dead Aim, as well as theme songs for some very popular anime out there, or songs from those anime, which we're going to get into. So, again, we've got the team with us, and there's Raj. You see Raj's guitar. He's going to play 3 songs, and Raj has Austin there to help keep a check on the sound and everything. And I don't know, you want to jump into talking about how you wound up on Dead Aim, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I actually lived half my life in Tokyo, Japan. So I got involved with Capcom. You guys hear me still?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Coming through clear.
I got involved with Capcom because I was doing a lot of session singing. So I was singing a lot of Japanese TV commercials and a lot of Japanese games, animation, TV shows, things like that. And then I got approached by a few different agents, and one of them was working with Capcom. And then I met Sano DG, the director at Capcom at the time. And they took me to their offices, which were not huge offices at the time.
Yeah.
Guys were like sleeping under their desks and working all night trying to put out games. And so I got to know him, and then he invited me to do a theme song for Dead Aim.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't even really know what voice acting was at the time. I wasn't really totally clear on it, but they liked my voice when I was singing, and they just said, "Why don't you try voice acting as well?" So that was actually my first ever voice acting gig.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I didn't really understand how big the series would become or anything like that,
Right.
or how popular voice acting would become as a kind of profession. So I just sort of stumbled into it as a singer and a songwriter. So that's kind of how I got my start with that. Yeah.
That's interesting. And it's changed so much from then. That the industry has changed. Just the technical aspect of the equipment involved, the process of recording. It's come a long way. I'm curious about the accent that Bruce has. Did they specifically tell you that they want the Southern accent?
Yeah, they wanted a Southern accent, and so I did my best to do a Southern accent for him. So I ended up being Bruce McGivern.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so Southern. Where did they pull that one out?
I think they didn't have any idea what they wanted. I just started doing stuff, and they sort of went, "That's it. That's it.
Just take that one." Yeah, we were kind of talking about this before the panel, that Dead Aim is kind of one of the forgotten games in this series, and we were trying to figure out why. And we were discussing, is it because of the chances they were taking with the mechanics of the game, mixing up different concepts, bringing in new characters, new villains. So there was a lot of factors that built this game into what it is. But I mean, it's still I like it. I've always loved it. I remember the first time I saw it, I had no idea what it was to begin with. I was like, "What is this Resident Evil game? I've never heard of this one." So I picked it up, and sure enough, I fell in love with it to the point where I went looking for copies a couple of years ago, and I actually found a copy of Dead Aim for sale in my town. The only copy I'd seen in a very long time, so I got it in my collection. Pretty happy with that. We've already got a $10 donation from Spanish Dexter. Says, "Dead Aim is a gem. I was stoked to find out the voice of Bruce sang the vocal save room theme." Awesome. I guess we should probably jump into that, huh? About the song. So you were, yeah, there it is. He's got it.
Of course, had to pull it out of the library.
Yeah. So you did the song first, and then they looked at your voice for the actual character?
Yeah, it was kind of almost at the same time, basically. We were talking about singing the theme song and co-writing with them. And then at the same time, they talked about the actual voice acting as well. They said it would make sense, right, to have me do the voice acting as well for it. And like I said, it was my first sort of experience with voice acting, but it was a great experience. And after that, I ended up doing a lot of voice acting in Japan for different productions. I'm pretty much bilingual, so I do Japanese voice acting as well and singing in Japanese. So that was my first gig, but after that I ended up getting a lot of work in Japan as a voice actor and a singer.
Yeah, I guess the word got around. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time to be in that field because nobody really knew what voice acting was.
Right.
Right. It was just like you didn't even audition really. You just sort of got the gig. They'd call you got the gig. Come on down, let's do it. And actually in Japan, I don't think I've ever auditioned before for anything. For many years, it was just on like a non-audition scenario where you just, if they liked you, they'd call you down, and they didn't even have contracts or anything. They're just like, hey, you got the job, and this is how much we'll pay you for it. And very very much an honor system in Japan for that.
Right. So the concept for the song, is that something completely original, or they give you some notes behind it? How did you build the song for Dead Aim?
Yeah, I mean, they gave me notes and they gave me the script, and they said, like, keep it fairly simple. They didn't really know who the audience would be for the game. And so they were counting on international audience, so they didn't want me to write any kind of wacky, crazy, difficult lyrics. So just simple, straight up lyrics for everybody to understand and enjoy. And that was it. Really, it's based on the script that I got handed. So
okay. And at what point in your career were you doing this? Had you already been performing for other shows like the anime that you've done songs for, or you said you were doing a lot of commercials? Is this like your first step into this bigger world, not just gaming, but as a whole, the voice acting side and everything, not just the voice acting because that was your first gig, but stepping into a bigger platform, getting away from commercials and stuff?
Yeah, I've been extremely lucky. I just keep kind of bumbling my way into all sorts of really cool things, and it just never stops. And I own a studio now in Northern California in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we do a lot of production for games and animation, a lot of music, sound design, voiceover. But I got my start in Japan since I lived there in Tokyo, and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. That's when games and anime were just starting out, really.
Right.
And they needed voices and they needed songwriters, and I was part of a crew of a limited number of foreigners that kind of got their foot wet or their foot in the door rather with this situation. And it just kept on growing. I'd get more offers from lots of other productions. They'd hear me on something and then they'd call me for something else. And then we ended up having lots of hits too with different songs that I was writing for Japanese artists. But the anime and the games were always more sort of upfront, and they had better marketing and they were sort of better funded than the other projects of independent artists. But I wrote for a lot of Japanese artists as well and collaborated with them on the side, as well as doing writing and singing for TV commercials. But anime and games have sort of stood the test of time. And now even 20 years later, it's crazy. We just did a single, a COVID charity song called Anime Gives Back for the Cowboy Bebop song. We hit number 6 on Billboard.
That's
wow.
right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Wow.
we were just super shocked. We couldn't believe it. It was like and it hit number 1 on Amazon. And
wow. That's huge, dude.
Yeah.
It was pretty shocking. It was like 20 years later. It was the original movie soundtrack that I was on 20 years ago.
Right.
We just had an anniversary, and then we started working on it, and as a like a fundraiser, I said, for COVID, for Doctors Without Borders, and it really took off. And I was really surprised with that. There's a huge anime fandom out there still for Cowboy Bebop as well.
Yeah, definitely. And that's going to grow too, because they've got the live action series in the process of being made right now. So.
Right. Yeah. So it just never goes away. I mean, Resident Evil doesn't go away. It just keeps getting bigger. It seems.
Yeah. True. Right. What did you were going to play the theme song from Dead Aim for us, the Save Rooms theme, right?
Right. I'm going to do an acoustic version of it. We can only live in your daydreams. We can only live in your mind. We dare only live for adventure. We live for the moment.
left behind. One time, one chance to shine. Heroes never die. Heroes never die. Heroes never die. We can only live in your daydreams. We can only live in your mind. We can only live for adventure. We live for the moments left behind. Heroes never die. Heroes never die. Heroes never die. Heroes never ever will die.
That's how
That
it's
was
done.
amazing, dude.
Ah!
Holy crap. Chat's going wild right now.
Or acoustic?
Yep, first time.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you so much for doing that.
It's
That was
beautiful.
definitely.
Proxy in the chat. Hashtag bring back Bruce.
Bring back Bruce. I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Fire everywhere.
Now everybody wants a Dead Aim remake.
Yes.
They want it back now.
Right to Capcom. I was just there at Capcom last before the COVID. I was there in January in Tokyo, down at Capcom's in Osaka. So, right to them. And Sano's still there, the guy that hired me the first time. Still there. Tell him you want Bruce to come back.
I mean, when you think about it, like a dead aim could work with like how like the Nintendo Switch has its motion and everything like that, plus like PlayStation VR for next generation. That's going to be a thing. Like it's like Resident Evil 7 proved that it could work. So Dead Aim 2 is not out of the realm of possibility.
Mm.
Right. On a boat.
Yep, the epic ending.
Yeah. What? Yeah,
Guys.
Morpheus. Yeah. That's what my. Never mind.
Oh,
yeah,
I just realized I'm muted.
I'm not sure how we're getting
I said a whole bunch of stuff. That's good. We just, but yeah, lost my train of thought.
Oh no, you were muted.
Yeah, I was muted. Now it threw me off.
That's okay.
Anyway,
Just
bring
saying
back
how
Bruce.
epic that
Yeah,
was.
bring back Bruce. Yeah, I was just complimenting. It was really good. Great song. And like we said, it's the first time he's ever played it live and acoustically. So you guys are experiencing a first right here, or another Resident Evil first.
Right.
But that's not the only song you've done. You've got a lot of other popular songs from some anime, like we talked about Cowboy Bebop and Wolf Rain, right?
Yep.
Cowboy Bebop, Wolf's Rain. There's been lots of them. More recently, I've been working with Kevin Pinkin on Power of God, which is pretty big right now in Crunchyroll.
Nice.
We've got a few other projects coming out. I've been working with I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say anything, but I'm working with Konami on some stuff. So
Oh, okay.
and
That's interesting.
stuff coming out. We have so many things. I'm never sure what I'm supposed to say when I'm not
Yeah, you gotta walk the
Just
line.
reveal it all here.
Be safe and sorry, not say anything though. So
Yeah.
get myself into trouble. That's all with everything. But yeah, the Cowboy Bebop stuff has always been really popular. Like I said, the remake with for COVID charity for Doctors Without Borders did really well. And then Yoko Kanno, my mentor, jumped in and she helped us out with it, and that was fantastic. So it's kind of like bringing it all back, and after 20 years, it's still really huge. People just love it. Still, it's pretty.
It's still very popular. And like you said, the one from Wolf's Rain, Strangers, is also very popular.
Oh yeah.
It is. Lots of people have asked to cover it, so I think there's going to be some people covering the song. I can't say who it is, but there's some interesting people who want to cover the song as well.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and like I said, we're also doing some interesting workshops where we're working with a lot of these songwriters and composers and singers from anime and games.
Yeah.
So if anybody's interested, they can go online and check out it at Strawberry Hill Studio online. And you got the link. If you don't mind sharing with them, that'd be great.
Yep.
We're working with Silent Hill Akira Yamaoka and Yasunori Nishiki from Final Fantasy and Octopath Traveler. And we've got a bunch of other great voice actors joining us. And these are all workshops for those of you out there who want to get into the world of anime and games and actually become a voice actor, or become a singer, songwriter, composer. If you're interested in those sort of fields, those vocations, the workshops are a great place to meet these people and talk to them about what they're doing, get a behind the scenes look, basically, at what's happening in that world. And I know it's hard for people to understand what's happening in Japan. People always ask me, like, so what's going on at Square Enix? And because there's, of course, a language barrier, and then they're very secretive. So if you're wondering what's going on at these game companies or the anime companies, here's your chance to find out about it. These guys are going to give you the behind-the-scenes scoop, which I find super interesting, and it's valuable information for fans and also for people who want to be in that world for a living.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah, I'll post the link here, or we already posted it.
Posted it. Yep.
You want to go there and take a look? There's the one coming up on November 7th with Akira Yamaoka, which I always feel like I'm saying his name wrong, but he's one of my favorite composers of all time.
Yamaoka.
Yamaoka.
Akira Yamaoka.
Yamaoka. The Silent Hill soundtrack is one of my favorite of all time. I can't wait to be part of that and check it out next week. If you go to the website and you use the affiliate code ROECON, you get a 10% discount off your purchase towards the seminar. If you really are interested in this is probably one of the better ones you'll ever see out there. Just the quality coming from a great studio with Raj, and then Akira coming in, it really speaks volumes to how well the workshop's going to go, and I think the amount of information you'll get from it.
And Raj, you said this sells out pretty quick, right?
Yeah, we've only got a few tickets left, so I would suggest to people to get on it right away and sign up for it.
Mm-hmm.
They sell it. We keep it very exclusive and limited, so that there's not too many people in each class, so everyone has a chance to talk with the composers and with the voice actors, the directors, and everybody. So it's a small class. We don't go past like 15 people or something like that in the class. So it's small, which gives everybody a chance to talk and get some behind the scenes information.
Right, and you do voice acting classes as well, right? Workshops for voice acting?
We are, yeah. We've got a lot of great voice actors like Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, and just John Bailey, Richard Epcar, Mortal Kombat. All the voices.
Richard goes nice.
Yeah.
One of the nicest guys I ever met in my life. So talented, super nice.
Super cool guy. Kira Buckland, we had a great workshop with us too. She's doing a ton of games and anime as well.
Oh yeah.
She's up and coming. So there's a lot of popular voice actors, composers, singers, things like that. We had Steve Conti from Cowboy Bebop. If you don't know him, he's actually now the guitar player for New York Dolls, that classic band, and from Michael Monroe from Hanoi Rocks from the 80s, that hair band.
Yeah.
So we them and stuff like that. So it's really good, a really cool scenario. So.
Yeah. So if you're into, if you want to get into composing for games or voice acting in general, click on that link and go bookmark it. Put it on your bookmark bar. Save it. So if you get the inspiration, you have some extra money rolls around or something, you want to go sit in one of these workshops and learn some nice, tips of the trades and skills. I highly recommend it.
Thank you so much.
So did you want to jump into another song? You were talking about maybe playing Strangers for us?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
It's a song off of the Wolf's Rain soundtrack. And the song gets a lot of requests. And just about every convention that I'm at, I play it, and somebody starts crying.
Let me mute myself.
Then some people in the audience cry too because they see me crying. I'm kidding, but
we found a kind of paradise in the flowers bloom. We've seen the end of a mystic land so close to meet the parting sun. We'd share the thoughts that took a share. We feel the truth, magic that we send. Searching for something new, and the golden flowers bloom. We've heard a kind of paradise beyond the desert's dunes. We've walked the earth in solitude so cold we need the warmth of sun. We've lived the life where we can live. We've seen the truth, magic that begins. Searching for something new, and the golden flowers bloom. Paradise below a sky so new. We've weaved a web of mystery so wide we need the light of day. We've worn the cloak of secret lies. We've seen the truth, magic that we send. Searching for something new, and the golden flowers bloom. Searching for something new, and the golden flowers bloom. So when we lit in, so when will we meet my friends? So when we lit in, so when will we meet my friends? So when we lit in, will we meet my friends? So when it end?
All right.
Really good. Holy crap.
I love some of the comments. Somebody said, "I'm not cutting onions." What are your? I'm not crying. You're crying. Residents of tears. Where's Barry? Big boys don't cry, Barry.
I mean, come on. If anybody's ever seen Wolf's Rain,
Right.
that's a tearjerker anime. like there's no happy ending with that show. Like nothing good comes from that. It's just all sadness all the time. It's such a good show.
All sadness all the time.
And you played for so many big anime. Like, is it the process of getting picked up for those? Was that just by recognition for other projects, or someone was seeking you out, or do you have to like audition, perform a gig to get that attention for these anime?
I think it's just if you've done something that people like, you get invited back to do something else. Most
Right.
of the time. Kind of like they want that brand or name recognition or something, or the same style, basically, and in different things. So yeah, you definitely, if you got your foot in the door, then you can generally get more work from that, and it just keeps going. Really, I mean, I
Right.
don't really get into that, but it's still always hard work, and it's very time consuming, but it's a great gig to have. You know, it's a wonderful world to be in. I love the people. All you guys are great. You know, people in the anime world are always great. Fantastic people at conventions. It's made my life, you know, great. Basically, being around wonderful people. So, you know, I have nothing but good things to say about the whole anime and game space. It's been wonderful.
Nice, nice. As funny as I've watched quite a few of your performances on YouTube for these conventions, and it looks like it's always like a blast. It's just all fun. You like to play some games with them. You get some really good questions out there. Get a lot of crowd interaction. So I highly recommend, when things get back to normal, if you have a chance to go see Raj perform at a convention, hopefully one of ours in the future, because we want to do this for real one day and actually be in person. We would love to have you, and I highly recommend going and checking it out. It's a fun set. It's, you know, just an awesome performance, and it's memorable for sure.
Yeah, it's fun to get out and play. I'm looking forward to getting out again. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Still having my quarantini parties with everybody.
Quarantini parties. Right. And then the last song, I'm not sure which one you had picked as we come to the end of the panel here. It's a short one, but we are going to do a one-on-one hopefully in the future here and have like a nice long discussion about the industry and everything that you've picked up along the way. But for our closeout, what song were you thinking of?
I was going to do a love song to Pokemon.
Love song to Pokemon?
Yes!
All right.
Making love to Pokemon.
That's the other type of Pokemon.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Pokemon to understand the power that's inside.
You guys know the words, right?
Pokemon, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, our hearts so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me, I'll teach you. Pokemon.
And
gotta catch 'em all.
there you go. That's it for today.
Yeah, I don't want to
Sing it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you don't want to hear me sing.
Yeah.
I need the lyrics. Like, I love Pokemon still to this day. Like, I'm freaking 33 years old. I still love the games and everything.
Yeah, somebody was saying, let's see, Chris, you said you're hitting me right in the childhood. That's awesome. Raj, thank you so much for coming and hanging out for a bit and playing a couple songs for us. Again, like I said, we're going to get together in the future. We're going to have a real one-on-one interview and really dive into your career and stuff. But this was a nice, quick session to introduce you, remind people that Dead Aim is a great game, and that you are an awesome musician, and you've done some amazing songs for some amazing projects. And we're just really lucky and fortunate to have you here.
Guys, thanks so much for having me today. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, dude, it was great having you. Actually, before you go, so you did Ask DNA for Cowboy Bebop the movie, right?
Yeah.
And I got to see that in theaters like way back in like the 2000s. Like there was like a small theater like that, like you could like people could rent out and stuff like that. This is like before like anime movies were really in theaters. It was like the first official release of an anime movie I ever saw was like the first Full Metal Alchemist movie, but Cowboy Bebop was up there. Like fans got the DVD and were able to put it on a projector, and seeing that on the big screen and hearing that song there just blew my mind to the back of the wall. It was awesome hearing that, because it's literally, one, such a great song, and two, it's the way it's produced and animated is just friggin' beautiful.
It's, I mean, people love it. They love it for a reason. So, Bruce, I called you Bruce.
Body's a character.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Bobby.
Yeah, it's been a long day. Raj, do you have any words for the fans before we end up this panel?
Well, I hope to keep in touch with all of you. So definitely keep in touch via social media, and I hope to see you live sometime at the next convention that you have for real.
Right.
Be there for sure. And please keep in touch with me, and take care of yourselves during this crazy time out there.
Definitely. Where can they follow you for social media?
Oh, you just go to Raj Ramayan on Facebook or Instagram and join me there. And I'll send you a link. My new album's coming out today, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I'll send a link to you guys to share with everybody, and hopefully people come and check out the new album. I actually recorded it, and it's a album about, believe it or not, curry.
I love curry.
Yeah, so it's like I did this whole album where I recorded music and with eating Japanese curry and Indian curry, going back and forth between Tokyo and India, and I recorded a full album of funk, Indian grooves, and pop music, and a lot of it's influenced by anime and game music. So it's
okay, cool. I love Japanese curry.
Spicy curry. It's called Spicy Beats. It's coming
Spicy Beats, yeah.
So hope you guys enjoy it. I'll give you a free copy of it to check out. So I hope you enjoy it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun having you on here, and I can't wait to do this again. Like I said, we're really going to dive into it, and I really appreciate you taking the time and doing this small performance for us. It really means a lot.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Yeah, definitely.
Made a lot of people happy. Thank you.
Yep. All right, guys. For the panels are pretty much done for the day, but stick around. We're going to do our closing ceremony. We have a huge special announcement that's it's going to rock your world. Basically, I'm not even joking. I think you're gonna flip out for it. We also have a message that is going to probably touch your heart if you're a fan of the series, and that's pretty much where we're going to wrap it up. So give us about 10-15 minutes here. We're about to go live again. We'll come back. We'll wrap this up, and then that'll be it for Roecon. So stay tuned. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes here.